Okay, so I have my sphere ball with a groove around the outside. Now if I look at the picture of the Pokeball, this little black line continues around here. And this is tricky, I reckon. I reckon we need to cut that out before we make these buttons come up. That's what I think anyway. So what I'm going to do is I want to draw over here somewhere, but I don't want to draw on this plane. I want another plane over here, but there's no flat edges to draw on. And that's tricky. I'm going to have to make some sort of flat edge over here to draw on. And I can do that by creating another one of these planes over here using this plane button. So I'm going to press on that plane button. I want to copy this plane. So I'm going to click on that plane that I originally drew on, and I'm going to drag it off to the side here. And here you can tell how far away you want to drag it. I'm going to drag it 15 because my ball was 30 high, so it's 15 from the center to the outside, so I'm going to make it 15 so it sits right on the very outside of the ball. Okay, and that gives another one of those orange planes I can draw on. So that's this plane button up the top. Now having an orange plane sitting there is kind of boring. I'm going to right click on that orange plane, and where it says visibility here, I'm going to press on that and it vanishes. But if you look over here in your tree underneath your revolutions, that plane is still here. You can still use that. So if I click on it over on the tree here and then start new sketch, I can still draw on it just like a normal one. And I drag that down. So I'm going to draw a circle in the center here. I'm going to use my project geometry button. I'm going to copy the outside again. That way I can see where the center is. So it's copied the outside, but it's told me where the center of that arc is. So that's beautiful. Turn that off. Now I'm going to just draw a circle that's on that point. There we go. Make sure the green dot, drag him out. I use dimension, and I'm going to be 10. 10 sounds good. And then that's all I want. One circle sitting there. Beautiful. I'm going to extrude. I want to cut. Now, I could make this a certain distance, like a 1, but that kind of looks a bit wrong because this little straight edge here, so if I zoom in, whoops, wrong way, you can see this little thing here that touches, and it's all icky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change, instead of going a distance, I'm going to change this to 2. So instead of telling it to go a certain distance, I'm going to tell it to go to something. I'm going to tell it to go to that. And as you can see, instead of cutting on a straight line, it cuts deep on the outside and shallow on the inside, and it matches that face. So that face there will still be round even though we cut. And I think that looks more Pokeball-ish. And that was a very tricky button I just taught you. I didn't teach any of my students that last year, so feel lucky that you've learnt that one. Okay, so that's made that little hole, and that hole is round. Beautiful. Okay, so that'll do. I'm going to do another video.